You're watching a production of South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Welcome to the Dakota Links Golf Challenge. I'm Larry Rohrer. South Dakota Public Broadcasting put our state motto, the land of infinite variety, to the golf test. We went out in search of the most breathtaking and challenging golf holes we could find across the state. Now, the list we put together had some simple rules. First off, we're looking for a mixture of par 3s, 4s, and 5s. Next, we wanted to make sure we covered the whole state east to west. And finally, we picked holes on public courses so you can go out and take your own Dakota Links Golf Challenge anytime you'd like. We got advice from professionals and from amateur players too, and we've put together what we think is a 9-hole tour that showcases the beauty of the Black Hills, the grasslands and the prairie, and also landscapes that have been carved out by creeks and rivers. Here's a preview of what's coming up. Let's begin our tour in southeastern South Dakota, here at my home course at the Bluffs. One of the things I like about this course is there are 4 sets of tees that make it friendly and challenging to players of all skill levels. But no matter how well you score in the first dozen holes, the 13th, the Bluffs, is waiting to welcome you to Vermilion. This 18-hole tournament-ready course offers 14 holes on the Prairie Highland and 4 down below in the River Valley.
It's playable for all abilities, and I think that's a huge advantage. People come in constantly and say, wow, I played really well. And it's not that it's an easy course. There's give and take, but you'll know when they've had a good round when they've kept it out of the hazards. As the course was being built, the Corps set aside wetlands, environmentally protected areas, and we maintain it that way. 13 is definitely one that when they come in, they're like, that's quite a hole.
Well, we've made it around to 13 at the Bluffs, and this is where the course gets its name.
Yep, this is the Bluffs. This was a start of 4 holes that we go down below the hill. This tee shot here, you're gonna wanna hit it. May look longer, but it's about 140 to reach the fairway, but an ideal tee shot will carry about 250 yards out there. Your ideal tee shot.
Your ideal tee shot.
To give you a good shot into the green that's tucked along the bluff.
What's the most important thing? Someone steps up to this tee.
Not to be intimidated.
I was going to say, the intimidation factor itself. How do you deal with that?
It just goes along with the more you play, the more you get used and comfortable to playing the hole. It's an intimidating tee shot, but it really isn't that bad. You just got to get her airborne.
Okay. Now, you have a choice on this hole. You know that the fairway extends back behind the trees over here, beyond the trees. What should you think about? You try to pick out a spot to aim at? Do you want to be careful not to take too much off the corner? Is there any advantage to that?
You just have to be reasonable. You have to play it. Some of the guys come out here and they think of this hole as a par 5, even though it's a par 4, and they take their medicine. They take it out to the right, get their second shot up short of the green, and get it on and try and 2-putt and make their 5, which is a par for them on this hole. Which isn't a bad way to go about it, because if you hit it into the bluff, you're looking at 6 or worse.
Well, we either have to skip this and drive to 14, or we can take a crack at it.
Don't hardly think that'd be fair. You're first, though.
Okay. Right. I'm going to try one with a 3-iron.
All right.
Okay. We'll play that philosophy that this is a par 5. We're going to play it out to the right and just see if we can get a birdie.
Safety first.
I like that. Keep it in play.
There you go. That is perfect.
Get that nice little 230-yard approach to the green.
Yep.
Get out there. Around the corner and halfway to the green. from the tee box, this looked like a dinner plate. Now we're down here in the landing area. We've got 50, 60 yards of space.
Yep.
Okay, between the trees on the left, the bunkers and the hazard on the right. And this is the iron shot, about 220 yards to go, and we're playing it like a par 5. Do you approve of a 7-iron?
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
You've hit the ideal tee shot. Let's see what you followed up with.
He throws down the gauntlet.
Perfect. Chip and a putt?
Let's hope. Let's drive a half mile and find your drive.
Yeah.
Here's the drive. The sprinkler head is marked 119 to the middle. You're 108. This is the reward for the risk reward.
Yep.
Rusty drove it off the bluff, part of the way around to the corner, and what have you got?
I have a pitching wedge. I'm going to just try and hit it nice and easy, and hopefully it ends up on the green.
Nice swing.
Oop,
Come down.
There you're talking about it. Up top. That's going to leave an interesting putt.
That'll be fun.
There it is.
The greens at the bluffs are very entertaining. They're one of the, I think, one of the most challenging features, and this is one of the most interesting with this. You've actually got 2 greens and a 2.5, 3 foot elevation drop.
Correct.
How quick do they usually run the greens here? They seem, they're not lightning fast, but they're pretty quick.
And there's a good reason for that. Along with what you see right here with the undulation on 13, 15, 16, people wouldn't be able to keep their balls on the green. So they, if you want to go by the stem meter, they're probably average about a 10.
Okay.
All right. Thought that one was going in.
No pressure. So much for conservative play.
Yeah.
Thanks,
nice
Rusty. Thanks
You
for the
bet.
tour on 13.
You bet.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Coming up next, the Dakota Links Golf Challenge heads north to the Sioux Falls area, and what a range of choices. You've got the stately trees at Old Elmwood, some very tricky greens out at Brandon Valley, and link-style golf that you find at Prairie Green and at the New Baker Crossing. But I'll tell you what, we found a par 4 that's like no other. It's tucked away in the back 9 at Willow Run. You're going to love it. This is a par 71 18-hole course that winds itself along a hillside in eastern Sioux Falls.
For eastern South Dakota, we think it's a very unique piece of property. It's got a creek, the spring fed, that comes in to Willow Run in 4 different areas, and it meanders through the creek, comes into play on a lot of the golf holes. You got to kind of think your way around a little bit. It's just not a course where you get up on every tee and hit driver as hard as you can and go find it. 12 is right in the middle of a pretty difficult 3-hole stretch. It's a love-hate relationship.
We're just over 400 yards from the blue tees. What should people have in their mind when they step up to the tee here?
Well, there's no question about it. It is one of our harder holes, and it's a target hole, and the tee shot is critical. You know, we've got a chute of trees that we have to hit through here. We've got water ahead of us. That's from these tees here, it's about 255 yards. Into the wind today, you and I shouldn't have a trouble hitting driver. but some of the longer hitters will lay up with a fairway wood or perhaps a long iron. And the key then, I think, to try to favor the right side of the fairway, because then the second shot is pretty tricky. You've got water right, trees left, and the easier entry is kind of from the right-hand side of the fairway.
Okay, so we've got a pond to the left.
Yeah.
We've got across water. There's water along the green, and you've got trees, and we get to play out of trees.
And the greens and the green is pretty hilly as well. But other than that, it's an easy hole, Larry.
Thank you. Well, let's give it a try and
All
see
right,
what happens.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay, the way it should be done.
Well,
by the manager.
Hopefully here, Larry.
We'll find that one.
All right.
I met the trees off the tee box. Okay, and it happens. I've got a shot here that we figure about 270 yards to the green yet, and it's going to take at least 170 or 75 to clear the hazard. What's your advice?
Well, it's this is kind of a risk-reward type shot. You know, you got to make a decision.
Okay.
If we lay up, Larry, to the creek, we probably got about 140 into the pin.
Okay.
So it's what we call a risk-reward. Kind of, it's your choice.
Oh, thanks for the recommendation. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm going to hit a sand wedge.
Okay.
And then we'll see if we can have that 140, 150 left.
Sounds good.
Okay.
It's a good shot there, Larry.
Well, we'll pick up from my safety layup shot
right.
here. Sprinkler head 168.
Okay.
But the pin is short. 55, 155-ish.
Probably 150 to the pin.
150 to the pin. Hazard right, trees left.
You got that shot, don't you, Larry?
Oh, I hope so.
Hang in there. Well, you're about pin high to the left, Larry. You escaped the trees and the creek, just a little left pin high.
Nice swing.
It's got to kick a little right, Larry.
You must sell golf balls in the clubhouse that have ears. Nice shot.
We do have a few in there.
Well, from my layup shot, I'm working my way to the green here slowly, taking the conservative route. Got a little chip shot. Do you have any favorites or offer any advice on chipping? I know you can use anything from a 5-iron to a lob wedge, but is it like just pick a favorite club and get used to it?
Well, I guess what we encourage is people to take whatever club that gets you on the green as soon as possible, let it roll the rest of the way.
Okay.
It's kind of like spot bowling. It's easier to hit a spot close to you than it is to take out a lob wedge and throw it, 3/4 of the way toward the hole. So that's what we encourage.
All right.
Isn't it amazing how high you can hit it? Huh?
So as you described, this is the golfer's dream, a birdie putt on 12. What are you looking at here, Dave?
Well, I've got about a 20-foot putt here, Larry, and it's a big right-to-left break. For me, it's going to break down toward the creek. It's also going to be quite speedy since it's pretty much downhill.
Too bad. That's pretty nice.
Oh my goodness.
That's 5 the easy way.
Well, that's what we in the golf business call a working man's 5.
Dave, thank you very much. This is a great spot.
Well, thank you, Larry. We appreciate yourself and public television coming out to Willow Run.
Pretty proud of this, aren't you?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Very good.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks for
Appreciate it.
having us.